What's going on, everybody? So today we're going to talk about the rear ends and the options that you have available for you. Now when it comes to doing an LS swap, you got to consider the fact that the S10 is a very narrow truck. That's kind of the reason why you're kind of limited, or you have to spend a lot of money to either have it shortened, have axles made, all this stuff. Luckily though, people have been doing it for so long that a lot of people have already started making stuff. And that's kind of what's behind me right now. We're going to get into that in just a second. So what you have in right now is what they call a 7.5 or a 7.6, depending on what year you have. It's the same thing. And it's, if you can upgrade them. But I mean, it's like taking your money, putting it into a bucket, and then lighting it on fire. So I mean, if you want to go that route, you don't have to light it on fire. You can actually send it to me, and I'll put it into Earl. But whatever you do not upgrade your 7.5. Sure, it's gonna last a little bit, but the amount of money that you're gonna have to spend to get it to stay, you know, in working order is, you know, a lot of money. And you could easily go out and get the next option for that amount of money, and then actually maintain it and get stuff for it still in that price range. So the next option is going to be what you can likely find is an 8.8 out of a Ford Explorer. Now when you're going to looking for those, okay, you don't want to just go and grab any rear end, any 8.8 out of any Explorer. You want to look for the tag that is on the differential itself, and that is going to have like either a 3 space and like a 7.3, or what you really want to find is a 3 and then an L and then a 7.3. So that means that it's actually limited slip. Now, when you get that, you're still going to have to do a little bit of work. It's wider than a stock S10. If you're going for a four-wheel drive, it actually works out better in your favor for a four-wheel drive. But if you're two-wheel drive and you're going for a dragster, you have some options. I've heard of people taking the short side, getting another short tube, and then a short axle, and then taking off the long tube and the long axle and putting them on there, and it works. Because what it is that it's actually about, what is it? I think they say it's about 4 inches wider overall. And the pumpkin itself, what I like to call the pumpkin, is actually offset about 3 inches from the center, whereas the stock S10 is offset 1 inch. So I don't know if putting on the shorter axles actually corrects that. A lot of people run them and they've not had any problems with it, so I don't see any reason why you have to worry about that as well. Obviously when you do that, there's going to be issues with the drive shaft, so you're gonna have to work on that. But that's the whole thing. Let the drive shaft shop take care of that. So the next option, let's say you don't want to swap over to the 8.8 because the work to get it that way is too hard, and you actually would like to find the diamond that is out there in the junkyard in this nation. So you want to go out there and find the 8.5 that comes in an S10. Well, I mean, good luck. I mean, people have found them, and you can occasionally find them on eBay, and they'll be about $700-800 because people think they're gold. Because they're hard to find, they really are. And if you can get one of those and it bolts right into your truck, and it will hold up a good bit of power, and you can upgrade them, and they are worth spending the money to upgrade them. Whereas the 7.5 is just, like I said, it's not worth it. So, and a lot of people have upgraded them and probably regretted it. But then, I mean, say you're more than likely not going to find an 8.5. I mean, I hope you do. I mean, I didn't even give it a shot. I didn't even look. But if I find one, I'll let you know. But the next option is going for a custom built. That typically means a Ford 9-inch. You could also go with a 12 bolt or a 14 bolt. Those are going to be a bit harder to are a bit more expensive. I think I actually don't know if they're more expensive, to be honest with you, because I actually went a different route than those two. I went with the Ford 9-inch, and the reason why it's in the custom built is because it's almost impossible to find a Ford 9-inch in the junkyard. I mean, you can. Some people have bunches of them laying around, and you know, there's somebody that's going to come in the comments and say, I've got 3 of them in the backyard, and that's great. I mean, but what I'll show you here in a second is actually better than that, because when they're custom built, you can do some stuff with it. Now they are pricey, which is why most people don't go that route. As you saw in the thumbnail, I spent $2,600. Actually, I spent $3,000 behind me, or a little over $3,000. So let's go over what is behind me. Okay, let's go ahead and start it off with the biggest package out here. So, and this, oh, sorry, Bill. I just scared the cat. In this particular one right here, as you can see, it was made by Quick Performance. Go ahead and check them out. They have some great deals. Keep in mind, there's a lot of demand, and the wait time is a bit of a long wait. Just letting you know. So don't expect it to, you know, ship out in like 2 days. So, all right. So what we have here is a custom built rear end, Ford 9-inch rear end, built by Quick Performance. Which what I have going on right here right now. I'm going to be painting it, and I want to have a little bit of a transition of different colors. I think I'm going to have like this as green and this is a different color, and then the whole thing will be black. That's the idea. So underneath here is a cap. Obviously that is a fill cap. What we have right here is the upgraded spring purchase. So these are the actual Caltrax spring purchase. They're more beefier, and the reason why they are is they actually are fully encased all the way around, whereas the stock ones are open on the ends right here. So, and then, next we're gonna go take a look on the inside. This is the reason why I got a custom built one and why it's better. Oh boy. So I didn't want to have to worry about getting the inside cleaned and re-welded after, you know, I've been running it and everything like that, and I want to beef it up. So I went ahead and made sure I took care of all the upgrades for the inside that will help provide strength. So let's go take a look and see. Check a look. All right. All right. So as you can see, we have the inside trussets right here. So that's going to add some strength right there alone. And then the actual tubes themselves, as you can see, those are 1/4-inch tubes, whereas opposed to like 1/8 or whatever the originals are. So it's much stronger with that alone. And then it has the drain and jack pad down here at the bottom. So, and then right here we have the bolts that will actually be going, the studs I should say, that will go into right here and then over here on the wheel area as well. These are not to hold the wheels on, these are to hold brakes and whatnot, which we are going to get to right now. Okay, so what we have here is their 11-inch upgrade kit for the disc brakes. It comes with the complete hardware to mount them. And Lucy sees some sort of mystical dot on this wall, so she's going to freak out, so try not to worry about that. But it comes with actually everything. I just realized that it had pads and the crush washers. It literally has everything that you're going to need to hook it up. So, I mean, there's not much to it. It has rotors, calipers, single caliper obviously, or single piston. It's just the rears. And there's that, as you can see. So nothing fancy. I mean, I didn't go with like the cross drilled and slotted or anything like that. So, but this is going to do great for Earl. She has drums in the back right now. I mean, all right, and look at these beefy sons of guns right here. I mean, whew, look at that shaft. Dang, that's one heck of a shaft right there. So 31 spline, but my axle is upgradable up to 35 or 40, I can't remember exactly. So I have room to grow, but these should do good for a little bit, you know what I mean? So obviously I have 2 really big long shafts, and yeah, this is going to be very beneficial. Alright, so this is what we're going to be using to provide us with some traction. So some of you already know what we're looking at here. This is actually Caltrax traction bar system. They actually have, these are chromoly tubes right here. These are going to be mounting on the bottom. You know, it'll be like this right here. And then the shocks will actually mount right here. I think it's bottom. Yeah, bottom. Yeah. And then these will actually go, the leaf spring will actually go through, and yeah, it's all, I still have to figure out how to put them in myself. All right, my third member's here, finally. All right, and she is a heavy little girl. Dang. Let's see here. I haven't even opened her up yet. Y'all are seeing it with me. Dang, I need to sharpen my knife. Watch out, Lulu. I want to get you cut. All right. Whew. Oh, I got me a bucket. Ooh. Here she is. Oh, man. Oh. All right, gonna go a different route. There we go. Yeah. Roll this girl out here. All right, this is gonna be fun. All right, try this different way. I didn't do all the work, B. Woo! There it goes. Dang! Hey, let me get y'all closer. Woo! Dang, look at that. Got a little bucket right there. Dang. Looking good. Whew. I've been waiting a while. So, as you can see, let me get you my light here. As you can see, I have a Detroit locker in place. And yeah, I have the option to go with the Eaton or this. And this will provide, it'll slip a little bit in turns, just enough. Yeah, so I went with the Detroit locker because I think these are more more legit when it comes to like drag racing, because the limited slips, I mean, they still use clutch packs and everything like that, and I'm sure that there's other designs, but you know what, I am sure I'm going to be quite pleased with this. Now the question will be, will I have to remake my drive shaft? And that's a, you know, possibility. So as we can see here, 370 gears. Yeah, so 370 gears, and they're 31 spline. So yeah, thank you Quick Performance. Okay, so you remember how I said I was going to do something with that rear end and how I was going to go about doing it? I think I did something right. Look at that. Red, white, and blue. I mean, I had the liberty to do what I wanted with it, and it turned out pretty good. So, and I also did that is green and silver, which are the colors of the channel. So I just wanted that to stand out a little bit more. And then obviously you got the aluminum, or billet, probably aluminum, whatever, cap. So, alright, so I got a lot of stuff off of here. As you can see, I have the brake lines all off right there. I got the shocks off. I've drained it here, and so y'all were wondering what 600,000 miles looks like inside of a S10 rear end, and it actually looks really good. I mean, there's some scoring on the, like here, let me get my light on it. So you can see some slight scoring on the gears and whatnot, but really it's not that bad. The fluid looked nice and clear, so, but I mean, it didn't really have too bad of a life, to be completely honest with you. So, but you know, that's really what we got to do now is take loose the leaf springs and obviously put it on jack stands, take the wheels off. We got a few things we got to do still, but we got the drive shaft out. But yeah, really it's not too hard to take these things out and swap them out, especially with what we're going to be doing. Okay, so we got a bit of a predicament. Chevy basically was like, screw you guys. And when they installed the stuff, they put this bolt right like that, and it doesn't go past the gas tank right there. So I have two options. My two options are to drop the gas tank, which is almost full of fuel, or which is also a 19-gallon tank, I do believe, so it's a pretty big girl, or might even be 16, but either way, that's a lot of gas. And then the other option is just to cut that bad girl right on off and go get a new one. And that is the route that I'm going to go, because I can easily come back through with this way and everything will be just fine. So that's what we're going to do. Get the sawzall out and just cut that right on off. Okay guys, so this is a war zone right here. So let's talk about what needs to be done to install the cow tracks and the springs and everything onto this here Ford 9-inch. So let's start with the bushings that you have to remove in order to put in the new aluminum ones that they send. Now it says to press them out. You can try and do that if you want. Take it somewhere, have them press it out, machine shop or something like that. They'll probably do a fantastic job, get it out. Or you have a Michael
with a torch,
and he has acetylene, and so we melted it out. As you can see why that one is so dark right there. That one over there, I got it out the hard way before Michael came out and was like, hey, I got acetylene and we can do this. So that takes care of that. Now it doesn't take care of it. You still have to, it's hard. Look, it is really hard to get these things out and then get the new ones in.
Hard way was what, 2 hours?
Yeah.
Easy
way was like 15 minutes. And then so you also have to press these in. So what we used was that right there. Yeah, look at that girl right there. We used that and pressed it in. Pressed the new ones in. And that gave us what we have right here. And so then we set to putting the bottom mounts, the spring mounts, whatever, on the on here. These are the cow tracks ones right here. So Michael actually, once again, having a Michael. So he actually already had these U-bolts. They're 5/8, so they're a bit bigger. They're used a lot for heavy duty applications.
Yeah, we used to use them in the RV trade.
Yeah, so they're really beefy. So they're going to be strong, but the holes that are in the cow tracks were not big enough. So we had to do some modifications there.
Drill them out and go with it.
Yeah, we drilled them out to 3/4, but if you drill them out to 5/8, you'll be fine. That's what size we used. So
overkill is underrated.
If you decide to go with 5/8 as well. So that takes care of this part. Now what we can do is we can take this here rear end and put her back into Earl right now, right over in that general area right there. And then we'll put the axles in. Once this thing's all the way up in there. And we're not even gonna put the bars in just yet, because you actually got to preload the springs before you put those in. Okay, so this is where we're at. I have those mounted, which is good. Both sides over there. You probably can't see it. But one thing I wish I would have done while this was out and done, out and free, was put in the studs. So if you're watching along and you haven't put yours in yet, go ahead and take care of that first. That's a mistake I made, but it's okay. It's all right. What I'm gonna do now is get all this out. I got the seals in, as you can see. They were a bit of a pain in the butt because I did not have the right tool to do it. I had to use a large socket that was roughly about the same size and tap it in, and it did not want to go in right. So if you want to do it right, go ahead and get the proper tool that is the right size, and it'll go in pretty easy. I'm sure you could rent it from AutoZone. They tend to have pretty much anything you need that's a specialty tool or even a non-specialty tool. So let's see. I still gotta get a bolt for back there, because that was that. Remember, I cut that one over there, and they're all the same bolt. So I made it right there is the one that I need to go get, and I'll probably go get it tomorrow. I'm not gonna get it today. Really, I'm probably gonna wrap up here soon and pick up some more of it tomorrow. Okay, so this is what we've gotten done so far. It's the next day. Because this is a big project. I got as much done as I could. I actually did a little bit more later on in the nighttime. So let's check out what I got. Alright, I honestly don't remember what I filmed the last time, so I'll have to do some editing magic. But let's go ahead and talk. Let's see here. Obviously we got the leaf spring and the cow tracks over here mounted. You want to be able to move freely, so make sure that just in case you gotta do any grinding on the leaf springs or anything like that, you don't want any binding or anything like that, so you want free movement. And then we're gonna then it comes down to actually the mounting. Let's see, I did. Okay, that is going to do it for today. I mean, there's not really much left that we can do since we gotta buy new wheels and we gotta get the new brake line. So we're gonna finish that up in the next video, because that's going to be brakes, which, I mean, we've already seen the backs have now disc brakes, so we need to upgrade the fronts to handle a little bit more power as well, because there's still those single pistons, original, whatever. So we're actually going to be taking care of that, and if you're building along with me, then what I'll be purchasing is the Blazer brake from the front. They're the twin piston from the like 2002 to whatever, the newer model Blazers. So I'm going to be getting the nicer brake upgrades. Now that's going to entail getting a lot of extra stuff. Like, I think I have to get the spindles, the rotors. I have to get pretty much everything that is on the front so that it bolts up properly. I don't know if I have to or not, but I'm going to, just in case, because I want to be sure. So yeah, all right then, later guys.